So, at the risk of boring you guys, I've got another video, and this video is a story about a synchronicity. And so I figured that I'd get my hair cut, and there is a hair salon. It's a unisex salon next to the gym, and so I thought, well, okay, I can't find a barber's, and so I'll go and do that. Invariably, you don't really get a good haircut from a salon. That's my experience. And so I thought I'd do it, and so I inquired into the price, and the price was €12, and I thought that was very reasonable, very much the going rate. And so none of the women, there's two women in there, they never spoke English, but there was one woman having her hair done, and she did. And so I explained to the woman that was going to cut my hair how I like it, and I always have to emphasize greatly how I want it to come out, because round like this doesn't suit me really. And so we established that through the interpreter, and then I proceeded. And so she took me over to have the hair washed, and so I sat down in a very comfortable reclining chair, a bit like I don't know, just like first class on a plane. And so she reclined it like this, and the feet came up, and then she put my head back in the basin and she started to wet it, and at the same time these vibrating things were turning around and working slowly up either side of my spine, massaging and vibrating up and down, up and down. I thought, oh, what a very pleasant surprise. And so she started to wash my hair, and she was washing it very sensually, and I thought, this is curious, because, you know, it's kind of like it's a beauty parlour, or it's one of these places where you go away to have this pampering done. And very tender, caring hands gently caressed my scalp as she was washing the hair. So she washed it for a long time, and then she rinsed it. I thought, okay. Then she started to put some more soap on it. She washed it again. Same old thing. I thought, very pleasant. Then she applied what seemed to me to be some conditioner, and the feminine massage became more pronounced. It was more of a very gentle, very caring thing, and I thought, marginally uncomfortable. Is this normal to get this level of treatment in a salon? Never had it before. And so whilst I was lying there with my eyes closed, having my back massaged, with my legs extended, what should come on the radio? Well, it went like this. I sit and wait, does an angel contemplate my fate? I thought, wow. And do they know the places where we go when we're grey and old? 'Cause I have been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. And I thought, wow, I'd just been making these videos about angels, and how that I needed to get in touch with the feminine aspect of myself. And so there I was, having this very beautiful sensual head massage and a back massage, and that music was playing. I thought that was very curious. And then when you reflect, you think to yourself, is there really something on an ongoing basis that gives us messages that we should be paying attention to? You know, we've all had these things, and lots of us will dismiss them, and we won't pay no mind. But I'm contemplating this, and I'm looking at the message. The message of the song is that I'm loving angels instead. Sounds like Robbie was disillusioned with love and decided to love angels instead. It's far more of a safer bet. And so I guess that's kind of where I am. I'm loving this thing that I'm in touch with that gives me great solace, and there doesn't appear to be any danger in it of disillusionment. It's there if you want it, you can get in touch with it, and it always seems to be the same. Very caring, very nurturing. That's the deep inner self. And so, is there something, people, that is looking out for us, that has our best interest at heart, that loves us and cares for us, and when we need a message, it gives us a message? So anyway, after the conditioning thing, then she dried the hair very sensually, and then she led me to the chair and she cut the hair, and of course she cut it completely wrong, but she spent a lot of time, and you know, she was doing her best. And so then she asked me to stand up and led me back to the wash basin again, where she washed it and conditioned it again. And I had the same old treatment with the back massage going on, and a very, very sensual, long, over-the-top massage. And it was very, very curious. And so then she started to dry the hair, asked me to stand up, led me back to the chair, dried it off, styled it a little bit like this, the best she could, and then that was over. And so at the end, she told me it was €12, and so I gave her 20, and she looked down at the 20 and she looked up like this. I was on my way out the door. I said, thank you. And she looked down at the money, she looked at that, and it was kind of like she felt pressured. Maybe she felt that that was too much, and she was confused about that. So she confused me, and then I confused her. And then, just as I was leaving out the door, I looked back at her, and she's got a big smile on her face. And so that €8 was obviously more than she was getting for the time she spent to cut my hair. And she appreciated that money, that gesture. I appreciated her giving more than she was required to do, and so I gave her more than I was required to do. And so what can we say from this then? When you give people more than is expected, then there is a reciprocal thing that goes on. It's partly an obligation, and it's partly a desire that you want to give back what you had been given. And so I walked out from that experience, and I'm contemplating. Does an angel contemplate my fate? Do angels contemplate your fate, people? Do they speak to you at opportune times when the message is much more liable to reach home? It's curious, isn't it? And so now that's left me contemplative, thinking about the deeper meanings of this reality. And of course I'll never work it out, the same as the next man, but it's food for thought. But one thing is for sure, that when we give, we so shall receive. You see? So maybe that's the lesson.